And it's now time for SME On Point. In the month of August, we pay tribute to the women who in 1956 marched to the union buildings in protest against the extension of past laws to women. But we also give recognition to women like Wendima Pamela, who left a civil engineering career to run a business as a photographer, and she has never looked back. This is her story. It is edited by Mangoba Nkosi. What started as a side hustle for Wendima Pamela has now become a promising business. She says 1 year as a civil engineer was enough for her to conclude that it was not for her.
I didn't enjoy it. I would drag myself to work every single day, and I was just like, well, I've got a side hustle there. I started photographing when I was at school in 2016. I was doing my third year. Then I started my photography business and I enjoyed it a lot. Well, at the time I was a student. I had to focus on being a student and doing photography. After that, after a year of working, and I was just like, it's not gonna work. I want to go and be an artist and take pictures.
Opting for a life behind the lens, she was happier, but didn't have it all figured out. However, intense passion and the love for the arts carried her.
I think one thing that is really amazing about photography is you see things that other people can't see. A person can look at this and say, it's just a dam, it's just a tree. But to you, you see beyond the vision of what people can see. And to be able to take something that everyone sees it as basic and to bring it to life, and it looks beautiful. I think for me, that's the most satisfying thing. And I think the most important thing about photography is being able to freeze moments. I as a child, I struggled to get my pictures as a child, and I think that's one thing that has driven me to be where I am when it comes to photography. Is I literally don't have moments of how I look as a child, and that's what photography gives you. It's that you 10 years from, it's an investment. 10 years, 20 years from now, you're gonna be able to look at that photograph and relive that moment.
The photography industry is still male-dominated. Pamela says she can see the industry opening up to women, albeit slowly. She says women still struggle to be taken seriously.
A lot of people look at you in a certain light, or who have you worked with. As much as they can see an amazing photo that you've taken, it will always be Ufoteban, And I think platforms like, as I said, Cyril Zuma created, of having the database of black female photographers, will get people to be able to showcase their work, so that when people look at you, they don't only look at you as a female photographer, and they see the kind of work that you've done. I'm not really sure how we can break that. You need to have done, seen people who have you shot, it's still very difficult, and I don't think I have a certain way that I can say this is how we can break it, but I think there's a start with platforms like, as I said, the database that is being created of black female photographers.
While COVID-19 has disrupted the flow of many businesses, for Pamela, this period has allowed her to expand her business and go into illustrations. With that arm of the business now picking up, she shares available opportunities in the business of photography.
But there is a lot of things like stock photography, where you literally can sell your photos. You don't even have to have clients. You can go to a farm or wherever, hiking here, take photos and sell them on stock. That's stock photography if you're a person that doesn't know how to get clients. So you literally can just take your photos, put up on stock photography. More on the art side, so the artistic side of things, that's the people that get to exhibit their work. And there's corporate work, big companies always need photographers. Like, let's say they've got a conference, a 2-day conference, and they need photographers. And I think, we need more of that beyond just obviously taking people's weddings, people's pictures. There's those opportunities that one can explore. So you don't only get your income from just having to approach people or get an email that says, let's take photos. So, and I think stock photography is slowly growing, and it's going to be a best way for photographers to make money while you're literally sitting at home. Someone is buying rights to your pictures.
Pamela says, believe in yourself, cement yourself, and trust in the magic that you have as a person. Liabo Setho, SABC News, Johannesburg. Thank you so much, Wendima Pamela, for sharing your story with us. Remember, SME On Point, it does have a Facebook page at SME On Point, to tell us, what you think of the businesses that we regularly feature on Fridays. And, maybe we could come and feature your business as well if you tell us a little bit more about it. So life's ups and downs often take their toll on our emotions. And now with the advent of COVID-19, our emotional health is also taking its own toll. Well, a woman in the business of healing and life coaching, is also a author. It's Yvette Rachikopa, and she speaks to us via Skype to tell us on how we can navigate, times of uncertainty, and how our businesses can also thrive with very well emotional health. Yvette, thank you so much for joining us on SME On Point.
Thank you for having me, Melinda. I'm really looking forward to this conversation about, just the coaching business and managing emotions and how do you monetize that. So thanks for having me.
So let's talk about why you decided to go into the business of healing and what exactly it entails.
Well, I decided, I think because of my own challenges that I had in my childhood, I decided to go into that space because I think, when you think of something, you're like, I wish that I had somebody that could help me through this process when I was younger. I wish that I had somebody to help me manage the traumas that I've been through in my childhood. I wish I had somebody that could help me to manage just growing up and figuring life out, managing emotions, right? Communication, building self-confidence.
Yeah.
I wish that I had more of that, and I think that and my own desire to help others is what led me to get into the healing business.
So I see that a lot of businesses of life coaching are really mushrooming. Would you say that this means that as a nation we are just generally scarred, emotionally scarred? And can one monetize this kind of business?
I do think that we're scarred as a nation. That's not even a question. I mean, if you look at apartheid, that was trauma on its own, and I don't think it has been acknowledged to the extent that it needs to be. If your parents are continuously dehumanized, and then they have to get home, then they dehumanize their children, and they raise their kids from survival mode and fear, right? Then of course that is a lot of trauma that's being passed on. So I do think that there is that aspect. Apart from that, I think life coaching is for everybody. I mean, if you want to just become better in your life, if you want to improve and work on your goals, as long as you have a goal, as long as you have a vision for yourself, right, then you can definitely need a coach. So it's not about just being in the worst space, it's about just having a vision for yourself, knowing when to start, beating procrastination, setting boundaries, building yourself, and it is something that can definitely be monetized. I mean, basically everybody can be your client, as long as the person has, even if you're a CEO and you want to build something else, if you want to start your business, if you want to learn to be a better parent, you may need some sort of coaching. I mean, there are books and all of that. But yeah, it can definitely be monetized. We have quite a big target market out there.
Yeah. So let's talk about COVID-19 in its entirety. I see that businesses are closing down. Obviously, this is causing a lot of emotional strain on a lot of people. At the same time, you have other people who are seeing this opportunity as time to start your own business. How does one begin to heal the fact that a business is closing down? How do you heal emotionally and want to pick up again in future? And if you're starting a business, how do you empower and affirm yourself?
Okay, so I do think that, COVID is something that we've never experienced universally, globally. And it's a tough time for a lot of people. But in this tough time also comes this opportunity. And it really just, first you have to accept that this is an uncertain time for yourself. You have to because you can't hear what you don't acknowledge. You have to acknowledge and say, I am struggling, I have fear, I have anxiety. Then you accept that fear, you accept that anxiety, you accept it, because once you accept it, then you can question, why is it there? Why do I have fear?
Yeah.
It's because I'm uncomfortable of this change and this period, and understand it. And then once you understand it, you can process it. And then from there on, if you want to start a business right now, I'd say look at the things that you're good at. Look at the things that you enjoy. Like I said, with every single tough time that happens comes an opportunity. So it's a good thing to say, okay, what do I enjoy? What skills do I have, right? And then you take what, because a lot of people are sitting in this period and thinking, I have nothing. You don't have nothing. You have your voice, right? You have maybe a cell phone, you have a radio, you have all these different resources. So the thing is, a lot of people tend to focus on what they don't have. So to affirm yourself and say, I have every resource that I need to create the life that I want. And you start with the smallest things and you build on that. Yeah. So if you have social media, you have an advertising platform, even if you have an app, on your phone that you text with people every single day, that in itself is a platform you can use to market your business to start. So look at the things that you enjoy and look at, okay, what do I have right now, and what can I do that I have to create more?
Yeah.
So that's they can affirm themselves.
That's valuable advice, Yvette. Thank you so much. I'm afraid we don't have time. I really wanted to bring up some of the affirmations that you regularly put up there, but I'm sure people can go to your platform and see the kind of advice that you do give. But listen, thank you so much for joining us on SME on Point, and I do wish you a happy Women's Month.
Thank you for having me, and happy Women's Month to you too.
Thank you. That's Yvette Rachikopa. She is a life coach and also an author, and she has all these affirmations and all this great advice about how you can pick up if your business has had to close down, and if you are starting a new business, what kind of affirmation you would need in order to steer ahead and make your business a success. And that is all from SME on Point for this Friday. Up next is Nastasia Aronsa, and she has Books on Point.